Hi there. This is a reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Today we're going to focus on what we need to know from Spirit. So any advice that Spirit has for us right now, we are going to tap into that in this reading. I hope everyone's doing well and enjoying your summer, if that's what you have right now, wherever you're at. Strength. Good, good, good. Three of Swords. I feel like you're on the mend. Oh, Nine of Swords. I feel like you're on the mend from something. Keep it down. Wheel of Fortune. It's like a mixed bag of energy right now. Hey, keep it down. We can't hear. Or they can't hear when you're like that. That loud anyway. I'm sure the chirping is fine. Queen of Wands. Okay. Okay, Queen. You better go. Better work. Look at that black cat. The eyes crack me up every time for some reason. They're just like intense. 10 of Cups reversed. Growth. That's good. King of Swords. What do we need to know? King and Queen. Eight of Pentacles. Reversed is the... God, this damn thing. I'm always trying to get it like even, but Queen of Pentacles. Looky there. We like it. Good vibe, good energy. You've got good energy. So the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands is very passionate, fiery. There's another word I want to use for her. She takes action after the things that she wants, goes after the things she wants. And the Queen of Pentacles is very nurturing and grounded and solid. So these two energies together, start to finish, really good. That's a really good vibe you got going on. And I feel like you haven't always been this way. Like you might have been either sitting in the Queen of Wands energy or sitting more in the Queen of Pentacles. Not that that's bad. Like either queen is amazing. Like both these queens are amazing, but this feels more like stepping into Empress energy, which I did see the Empress earlier today. So yeah, you're kind of alchemizing these different energies within you, which is really, really good. I highly encourage you to do more of that. I think I want to go here. What do we need to know, Spirit? And if Spirit's pointing that out about you, there's a reason. Like you need to understand that you are. It's funny, I'm like, where's the 3? And I don't know why, like I was thinking like it needs to equal 10, but here's house 3, 7, 3 is 10. So end of cycles are significant at this time. But anyway, back to this. It feels very significant that Spirit's pointing that out. Maybe it's like Spirit wants you to know that you're in new energy, you stepped into new energy, and there's like a congratulations kind of thing. I don't know why I'm sticking these in weird spots, but oh, look at that, air. Well, and we've got air here. The only thing we're missing is water. And water is important. Well, we have water here, but I'm talking about like the suits, the you know, kings, queens, knights, page type energy. Okay. Oh, Cancer. There we go. There's our water. And these probably, well, Mercury's Gemini and Virgo. I don't know what Jupiter and Saturn are. Oh, they have it on here, I think. No, they don't. So Jupiter is Sagittarius and Saturn is Capricorn. Yeah, I don't think that's Capricorn sign. I'm trying to think of what it looks like. Oh wait, South Node, that looks like a sign. Where's my South Node in here? Oh, it doesn't say. Okay. South Node, natural abilities, talents, comfort, the past, beneficial. Okay. Anyway, here we go. I find it very interesting that I was saying that, you know, you're alchemizing these two energies, and then air showed up too. And we've got the King of Swords here. So it feels like you're also alchemizing the air. The only thing that really is missing is the water. We do have it over here under the Queen of Pentacles, so I guess you can say they're all here. But this feels like not as potent or something is what I want to say. So we've got the Queen of Wands with Gemini, curiosity, intellect and networking, and Libra, consideration, fairness, and harmony. This kind of Libra energy feels more tied to the Queen of Pentacles, like Queen of Pentacles energy. Like the harmony aspect of it. Obviously this is air, so it would be Libra. It would be more catered to the Queen of Swords. I mean, the King of Swords is here, but I don't know. It just feels tied. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, these two queens are really, like, the energy you're in right now in both of these energies, which is really good. But I feel like you're being asked to kind of utilize these different queens energy, and you don't have to be female for the queen thing. You could be a king or whatever. But I feel like you need to utilize each of these strengths, right? Even if it's not necessarily who you are at your center, in order to advance in your life. And I feel like you're kind of learning that. This is like magician energy, like utilizing the tools in your belt when you need them, like utilizing each thing when you need them. So like with networking, like maybe you use more of your air energy to, like your logic to get the things you needed done and kind of advance yourself that way. And then you use the Queen of Wands to really talk about passionately about whatever it is you're working on. You know what I'm saying? It just feels like you're kind of at a place in your life where you get how to use these different like energies for your benefit instead of sticking in one energy, either here or here. Because like, okay, if you're looking at an astrology chart, right? Like if I were talking about mine, my sign is Leo, but I'm right on the cusp of Virgo, and I've actually been living more in the Virgo energy for most of my life, but I have been tapping more into the Leo, the passion side of things. I mean, I've always had passion, but I've been more intellectual for most of my life and quiet and, you know, not trying to be in the spotlight, that sort of thing. But my rising sign is Gemini and my moon sign is Libra. So I have a lot of air in my big three. And then my Venus is in Leo too. So, you know, Leo is there, but it's been dormant might be significant for somebody. You're not a doormat, remember that. But it's been dormant for a lot of my life, even though I have, you know, Leo as my sun sign and my Venus. I guess for my love life, I've always kind of been in the Leo energy. I shouldn't say that. But I'm very nurturing to the people I care about. But anyway, the reason why I'm talking about this is because you, if you looked at your astrology chart, maybe you're like me and you have the same sign over and over again, but there's other aspects to your chart, and there's other aspects like other signs that, you know, you don't really focus on, because we're talking about big threes, right? Or Venus or whatever. I forget, there's another one that's really important, Mercury, I think. My Mercury's in Gemini, and my Mercury is Gemini and Virgo. Or Mercury is Gemini and Virgo, but I think it's in Gemini or something like that. So, you know, I've got a lot of air. I've got a lot of, I'm a very thoughtful person. I think a lot. I like to know all the details. I'm very thoughtful about things. But the reason why I'm talking about this is because, you know, part of this like upgrade or level up is about understanding that you're more than just your sun sign. Let's just even say that, like, maybe you only ever focus on what your sun sign is. If you look at, you know, like astrology online, they're only having you focus on your sun sign. That's not all that matters. So it's very important now more than ever that you focus on utilizing air, earth, fire, water in different areas of your life where you need to. And I feel like you've been doing it and you haven't really noticed you've been doing that. Okay? So start paying more attention to that, and you'll be surprised that you're like alchemizing. You've been alchemizing and you didn't even know. Okay, then we got the Ten of Cups reversed with, I have a feeling I'm going to need another card here. South Node, destined to release. No, actually I'm not. I'm going to paint a picture for you. That's weird. I felt like I needed to say that. I'm not going to paint a picture. I'm just going to tell you that you, throughout your life, have had moments of like feeling like you've met the person of your dreams. Even your own family, like maybe it wasn't exactly, that was weird when I was lighting the oh my god, what the hell is this thing called? Lighting the lighter, there was a spark down at the bottom of the bowl. That feels very significant. So, you know, maybe even your home life wasn't great, and it kind of set a path of like not great relationships. And you might even be in the process of like trying to release your idea of, which it's funny because I thought I had already released all this, but it's coming back up for me too. Releasing your idea of what good relationships look like, what healthy relationships look like, or just releasing the idea that these past relationships were missing pieces that you needed, like we're talking about. Like maybe people you dated before were only the King of Swords. They didn't have the King of Pentacles energy, or the King of Cups is one of the most important pieces, because you know, we want emotions in our relationship. We want feelings. We want that person to love us the way that we love them, or at least it to be equal, right? You need passion's important, grounding energy, stability. This would be stability. So, you know, logic is probably, not that you don't, or thoughtfulness, you know, like that sort of thing. Not that you don't need that in the relationship, but this would probably be the last thing that you're worried about. Like the intellect, I mean, sure, you need long conversations, in-depth conversations, but I mean, I'm sure having the emotions present and having like a stable grounding energy to build off of is important, and passion. Not like, this is probably, I don't want to say at the bottom, but you're thinking more about those other things, I'm sure. So right now you're being asked to kind of look at your past relationships and how you approach them and how you felt in them. I'm feeling, I got really hot when I said that. So that feels like a very significant part, how you felt compared to how you feel now. Even if you're not in a relationship, like how you feel about, like how you look at other people's relationships and how you want your relationship to look like, okay? Like for me, I want to give an example. What I used to do, well, who I used to be, I should say, and this isn't a dig on myself or anybody who operates this way, but you know, I fell hard fast and I really wanted things to work out with whoever I was with. I, you know, kind of sold myself in the sense that, you know, I do whatever it takes to make it work, even if it meant, you know, settling for things that I didn't believe in or didn't agree with. I even like wasn't an attention seeker because I was insecure. So if I was with somebody and I got attention from somebody else, that was like an ego boost for me. And now looking back, like in who I am now, I don't agree with that. I would never cheat on my boyfriend. And I did cheat in the past. And again, I'm not digging on anybody who does that. I'm just speaking for me. That's not something that I align with anymore. So, you know, if I were to think about what I was feeling at the time, it was like needy. It was like clingy. It was codependent. It wasn't real. There was no sustenance behind like the connections. It was just the way I explained it to somebody the other day. And I feel like everybody feels this way in the beginning in a connection. It's like super exciting because you don't know what's going to happen. It's the unknown and the excitement of taking this leap into something new. And you think about it, you don't really know that person. Like you could know that person, but in most cases you don't know the person well, so you're only seeing these really good things about them. So once you get comfortable in a connection, it's like, okay, you're never going to have, like you could still have a spark in a connection, right? But you're never going to have that beginning spark that's like, in most cases, maybe somebody's going to be like, well, I still feel that way, whatever. No relationship's perfect, and you're going to have moments of dullness because it's life. You'll have things come up in your life that are, you know, your relationship, not that it'll take a back seat, but like, you know, those kind of things seem less important than like a illness. Somebody's got an illness or a death in the family or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, I think everybody can relate to that. And in this sense, like maybe you're in the moment looking back at your past and saying, man, I really don't understand why it didn't work out with that person. And 9 times out of 10, it'll be because you were looking for something different back then than what you're looking for now. And it's more of a grounding, stable, loyal, loving connection instead of just a right now, like a good right now, and later you're just it's gonna fizzle out. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, that was obnoxious. Okay, I talked enough about that. You get the picture. 7 of Pentacles with House 3, early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. So communication feels like a big one with this, even though we've got Pentacles here. But this card talks about growth. So I'm really feeling like you've grown a lot as far as like your communication style. And that might have been something that you struggled with because you learned in childhood not to communicate, or maybe you thought, if I communicate this, there's going to be a repercussion or something like that. Like maybe you weren't as vocal because that wasn't like praise when you were younger. Maybe you just had to kind of fall in line, whatever the case is. And it's so weird. His hands are up in front of him, but it almost looks like, because these cards are just super cool and unique and kind of funky and weird, but it almost looks like he's supposed to be holding the shovel, right? But it looks like he's kind of patting himself on the back or something. I don't know. Like, that's what I envisioned when I first looked at the card. So, you know, it's like, hey, good job, because you've grown a lot and your understanding has grown. You're communicating the way that you want to and that you should have always communicated, but you had things happen when you were younger, and like, hey, Spirit gets it, right? But you're doing a really good job, and I'm proud of you, and give yourself a pat on the back. And I'm going to do the same. Do it right now. Yeah. Another thing I wanted to mention, now that we're to the King of Swords, I forgot to earlier, is butterflies are very significant right now. And I just saw one outside. Actually, it was a white one. So that's probably a piece. I'm going to look it up though. But transformation. Butterflies are about transformation, which is really good. So that seems like kind of the theme of this reading, actually. You definitely have transformed and have become a different person from who you used to be. It's just a matter of kind of like integrating that now. That's what it feels like, integration. King of Swords with Saturn, and there's an owl. So that's another, owls are very intellectual. At least that's what they say in my animal deck. Very thoughtful, feel restricted, experience struggle, learn hard work and patience. The King of Swords is very patient. Okay, I knew there was going to be a spot where I needed another card, and I think it's right here. Because the King of Swords is upright, and that tells me, like, no, I'm very mindful. I don't feel restricted. I'm very mindful, thoughtful. I know exactly what I'm going to do. So, like, I feel like he's patient, so that definitely is true. But why do we feel restricted? And what's the struggle? Manifesting new love. That's so funny that I was talking about that 10 of Cups. Sever the cord through visualization. Prioritize your needs. Okay. Okay. So this King of Swords, that's interesting, because I've been talking about the Queens. I mentioned the King of Swords, but I had a feeling this was somebody else, like not you. So that's why I wasn't going there. Back to this 10 of Cups, you probably spent a lot of time in the past with people who were mostly intellectual, that you dated, I should say, or even surrounded by. It could be family, it could be friends. Like, you were drawn to this kind of, I don't want to say the King of Swords is cold, especially when he's upright, but he's not really emotional. Like, he's very intellectual. And if he were in the reverse, I'd say he's very ego driven. And you might have been around people like that before. You know, relationships that were very one-sided. Like, they noticed you were nurturing, so they took advantage of that and just kind of took from you until you didn't have anything left to give. And then they just left you to dry, or just like left you, period. So you're in the process right now. And if you're with somebody, don't be afraid of this manifest new love. It's really more like you letting go and releasing the idea that it doesn't say release. Release is over here. Releasing this idea of love that you had before. So it's funny, because I was just outside severing the cord from something that I feel like I'm still tied to in my past a situation. And I literally just sat there and, get by your belly button. And I said, I cut the cord from XYZ. and do this, and keep doing it until you feel like you don't have to do it the same day, but maybe you do it one day once, and then you're like, oh, I really still am thinking about this thing, and maybe you're dreaming about it, and just keep doing it until it dissipates. Okay. Yeah. The 6, I was looking at this for the number. There's 2 6s, replenish or shrink. So there's definitely a sense of like you taking your power back and recognizing that you deserve all that you want, and you're not going to be around people anymore that don't have enough to give to you. Okay. You might already be in the presence of somebody who gives to you, but you know, you're still overgiving or something like that. Yeah, I'm getting a tingling on the top of my head. So, you know, Spirit wants you to recognize that you're kind of a little bit repeating old patterns, and you need to make sure that you're getting out of that, okay? Eight of Pentacles reverse with Mercury, think, learn, network again, and communication. Jupiter, grow and expand. That's really good. I find it interesting that we're networking and learning and communicating and growing and expanding. And then the 8 of Pentacles is reversed, because the 8 of Pentacles is about hard work. So I feel like Spirit is saying to you, you don't need to work hard anymore to expand, to grow and expand. You've already grown, right? It's already right here. So anything that you're in the process of feeling like you need to work on, other than the things that I was talking about, I feel like you need to kind of take a break. Let's see. Take a break from that. Like, or just not even boost your vitality, just not even work on anything besides that one thing. It's like just letting go, releasing. It's not even about doing anything about you. This one. Have patience with the process. Yeah. Yeah, this is frustrating because you want to let it go. Purge old items, okay? If you have anything that's tied to the person, reprogram your subconscious. Self-conscious, you might be self-conscious. You might have some self-consciousness around like not doing enough because you're this nurturing kind of person. And I feel like it's because people made you believe, sorry, this is going to drive me nuts. They made you believe that you were never enough or never doing enough. It feels more like you were never enough. I thought there was one that was like upright, but maybe I'm wrong. So, you know, you need to reprogram your subconscious with that, like that you're enough. And oh, there is. Send love and gratitude to the people, places, and things that didn't serve you in the past, and that might help you release it easier. Okay? But yeah, this is not a time to do more work on yourself. This is a time to work on letting go of the past so you can enjoy your present, okay? And then the future, but don't look to the future, just be present. Queen of Pentacles with Cancer, nurture, comfort, and protection. I mean, Queen of Pentacles. That's so weird because Cancer is water, but nurturing, comforting, protection, Queen of Pentacles. That's so wild. I love this. It definitely, that first message I gave you is definitely significant because you're like incorporating, you're melding together these different energies and using them to your benefit. So it's not even just about like, okay, now I need to use air to get this thing to work. It's like, okay, I got to use Wands and air, and I've got to use I got to use Pentacles and water. Well, yeah, it's water. Anyway, you know, it's like, instead of just using one element, you're using multiple elements, and that is working to your benefit. Beautiful reading. I'm going to just pull a few funny cards because why not? There's going to be like a don't answer or something. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Trying not to lose it. watch. It's not going to come up, and then I'm going to... overthinking. Like it's homework. Dodging growth like it's homework. Okay, there's not going to be a do not answer. Well, I mean, we definitely don't want to shop to feel something. That's for sure. So I feel like for your 10 of Cups scenario here, cups, not water. See, I knew. For your 10 of Cups scenario, there might be some rage towards people, a person that you need to kind of express, whether it's writing it down, yelling out loud. That might help you release it too, like anger at them for not holding their end of the deal, or not upholding their end of the deal, or just hurting you, period. I feel like scrolling instead of healing and overthinking hour are together. Mindless distraction, insomnia, loops, racing thoughts, numbness. There's something about nighttime that is very triggering to you. And, I've been playing a lot of meditation music at night to kind of help me, and that might be something you want to do. But I was thinking about doing the reprogramming your subconscious, reprogramming your mind, and they just kind of do affirmations at night. That might be something you want to do. And obviously, if you numbness, emptiness, impulse spending, escapism, there's something about like, instead of dealing with your feelings, you're shopping to feel something, or you're scrolling, or whatever you're doing. Look at ignored warnings. There we go. Falling for red flags. Yeah, you're not doing that anymore, but there's things in your life that might need improvement, like this shopping to feel something. I wanted to see dodging growth like it's homework. Okay, well, either way, it don't matter. So, be mindful and careful about your coping mechanisms that might not necessarily be healthy, because it's kind of keeping you in the past too. Okay, I've been working on that myself. I'm doing pretty good. Take it one day at a time, because I definitely do this. Shop to feel something. I definitely do that. And I've been trying to not spend money needlessly, because look at all this shit he's got. Does he need chips? Does he need crystals? We could always use more crystals, but you know what I'm saying? Like a candle. Bath & Body Works has candles on sale. Do I need that candle? No, I do not. You know what I mean? So just try to hold on a little bit longer. You're doing really good. I'm proud of you. It's hard. Express your rage. Don't hold it in. And I hope this reading helped you. It was a great reading. So thank you so much for being here. Any likes, shares, comments on my channel, subscribers to my channel especially are super helpful. I'm trying to monetize my YouTube channel, so please follow, tell your friends. If you'd like to donate to my channel, it's not expected but appreciated. I will put my CashApp, Venmo, and PayPal in the comments as well. I have a business number now, and you can call me to do readings. We can do readings on the phone. If you text me one time, I will give you one card, and I'll put that in the comments as well. And I also have a booking site for readings, and I do video readings and Zoom readings and on the phone, like I said. But the video readings are a little bit cheaper than one-on-ones with me. I will put the booking information in the comments as well. And I hope you have a good day.